Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in.
Good morning. Welcome to UUCC, the Unitarian Universalist Church of Canandaigua. We are a group of spiritual free thinkers who gather to celebrate life, build community, and better our world. Wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are welcome here. I'm Carrie Graff, your worship associate for this morning, and our service today will be led by Matt Ross McGuire. Welcome back, and thanks to Scott Wright for providing music for us this summer. The service is also being live streamed on our YouTube channel, and we plan to continue with hybrid worship services. So you can join us each week here in person, on Zoom, or later on YouTube. If this is your first visit, welcome. We invite you to sign the visitor's book in the entryway. And whether it's your first visit or your 1,000th, we are glad that you came. To help us connect better with our friends watching from home, please turn around back to Tom back there in the corner in the camera and give a wave to the camera. And at the end of the service, we're going to invite our friends on Zoom to turn on their cameras and return the wave. I have a bunch of announcements to share with you today. If you have a joy or sorrow to share, please fill out the card on or near your chair. We invite you to bring them forward and place them in the basket. Oops, there's no basket. You can put them right here. Okay, and place them in this basket after Scott plays the chimes and begins to play. You can also come forward and drop a pebble in the water if you have a joy or sorrow that you prefer not to share. So announcements, save the date for Sunday, September 28th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. for this year's Social and Environmental Justice Kickoff. We're going to be reading Social Change Now, A Guide for Reflection and Connection by Deepa Iyer. So please read that ahead of the Social Environmental Justice Kickoff. Copies are available from the UUA bookstore in spirit. And I'm not going to read off the website address, but you'll find it on the back announcements, and it will also be in the chat for those who are on Zoom. Next week, Abby and Jody are leading a Lunasa Harvest Festival worship on August 3rd. And they are planning for congregational participation, so come prepared. We're going to be crafting a harvest altar together. Lunasa, also known as Lamas or sometimes Wufmas, is a celebration of the first harvest of the year. And on August 3rd, UUCC will mark the Shabbat with a community-focused service led by Jody and Abby. We are asking congregation members, friends, and visitors to please bring seasonal offerings that reflect the high summer. We will each bring our gift to the altar as a thanks to the bountiful earth. And at the end of the service, we will encourage everyone to take what calls to them and share in the bounty together. Sounds like fun. Some ideas of what you can bring are fresh berries or preserves, stone fruits, fresh corn or popcorn, tomatoes or salsas, breads or baked potatoes, teas, lemonades, flowers, dried or fresh, seeds for planting, just kind of anything you might think about that has to do with harvest. Then FLX Beacon and Geneva Women's Assembly are organizing a Pride March in Geneva on Saturday, August 9th. The time commitment would be from 6:15 to 8 p.m. And if we'd like to march as a group from UUCC, we need another at least 4 people to officially sign up. Please let Tom or Danielle Lyon know if you would like to join in. You can see the flyer at the back of the church for more info. The UUCC of Canandaigua is excited to welcome Reverend Cindy Terlazzo as our halftime minister for the 2025-2027 church years. She's a graduate of the Lancaster Theological Seminary and has recently concluded her part-time ministry with the UUs of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, to move to Rochester. And we look forward to her ministry with us. She officially begins her work on August 1st and plans to attend the Sunday, August 10th worship service and potluck to start meeting the congregation. So I think we're all thrilled that we have a minister who will be starting with us. Are there any other announcements for the good of the community? You're like, that was plenty. Okay, as we prepare to be fully together, I remind you to silence your cell phones or any devices that might bing or buzz in your pocket or your purse. We now enter a space of worship. Now is the time to bring forward any joys or sorrows or come up to drop a pebble. Miss Poppy, would you like to come forward to light the chalice with me? I invite you to join with me in our chalice lighting words as the flame is lit. We gather this hour as people of faith with joys and sorrows, gifts and needs. We light this beacon of hope, sign of our quest for truth and meaning, and celebration of the life we share together.
This morning, as we come together, we share these words from Marilyn Sewell. Come into this circle of love and justice. Come into this community where we can dream and believe in those dreams. Come into this holy space where we remember who we are and how we want to live. Come now and let us worship together. Please rise as you are willing and able and join in our opening hymn, number 66 in the Gray Hymnal, When the Summer Sun is Shining.
Sun is shining, golden land sea. Love and joy, fires be. Then the bodies glowing, full of wings, and the it reflects the sun. And the summer to sweet soil is moistened, the grass is green again, and I long for summer sunshine. Clouds and tears are sweet refreshment like the hopes and fears. Summer evening, and see princess swing. Garden sweet meadow, linger echoes of the day. And I scroll certain ways from the of thy healing, reaching to the corners of my soul.
And now it's time for a story. This is an excerpt from The Velveteen Rabbit by Marjorie Williams. If you're not familiar with this, this is kind of the original Toy Story. What is real? Asked the rabbit one day when they were lying side by side near the nursery fender before Nana came to tidy the room. Does it mean having things that buzz inside you and a stick-out handle? Real isn't how you are made, said the Skin Horse. It's a thing that happens to you when a child loves you for a long, long time, not just to play with, but really loves you, then you become real. Does it hurt? Asked the rabbit. Sometimes, said the Skin Horse, for he was always truthful. When you are real, you don't mind being hurt. Does it happen all at once, like being wound up, he asked, or bit by bit? It doesn't happen all at once, said the Skin Horse. You become. It takes a long time. That's why it doesn't happen often to people who break easily or have sharp edges or who have to be carefully kept. Generally, by the time you are real, most of your hair has been loved off and your eyes drop out and you get loose in your joints and very shabby. But these things don't matter at all because once you are real, you can't be ugly except to people who don't understand.
I love that story. Now is the time in our service to join together in the spiritual practice of generosity. Our gifts of both time and money support our church in its work. Each week, we would like to spotlight a group or committee and thank them for their gift of time. And I would like to have a special shout out to all the folks who have volunteered to do sermons over the summer, like Matt is doing today. So if you're interested in finding out more about signing up during the church year to do lay services, you can talk to Danielle or Tom in the back. So 1/4 of our plate collection for the justice season, this is the justice season, will go to Justice for Migrant Families, a 501c3 nonprofit agency that promotes justice for migrant families by providing support to individuals in the federal detention facility in Batavia. Information and resources to families in the community and advocacy, both within and beyond the local community. You can give to this morning's offering by placing cash or a check into the basket as it comes around, or by one of the options on your screen. Please make a note that your gift is intended for today's offering. We now gratefully accept the offering. It is now time for joys and sorrows, but we have no sorrows today that are spoken, so this is a particularly good morning. Abby and Poppy have a huge joy for their second successful toy swap to start a free toy and play library in Geneva. How awesome is that? And I have a special happiness because I got to play with twin grandbabies last night. They're 2, and it was super fun. So, let's see. Let me drop a pebble in to a column of water for any joys or sorrows that remain unspoken in our hearts. And as I drop that in, if you could please say, "We are with you."
We now share a responsive reading. We are the promises we make to one another. We will recognize the inherent value of each person. Congregation will read that part.
Recognize the inherent value of each person.
We are the promises we make to one another. We will
Recognize the inherent value of each person.
We will
Foster a community of compassion and caring for all.
and we will
Engage respectfully
in service of the values that unite us.
thus to be covenant with each other and with I have a cheat sheet on that.
Now is the time. Now is the time for centering, followed by shared silence. Of course, by shared silence, we mean the absence of grown-ups talking to one another. So let us get comfortable in our seats. Maybe the children among us would like to lie down on the comfy rug. Wherever you are, let your breathing slow down, your eyes fall closed, and take a few moments to just be. Take a deep breath in and let it out. May the silence we hold together continue to bring peace to our hearts. Thank you. Our second reading today is from Elizabeth Nguyen, There Is No Easier Way. I once saw a little sign carved in wood that read, "There is only the hard way." Many of us have been harmed by theology that told us that suffering was a sacrifice that would bring us closer to God. Many of us were told that our suffering would redeem us, even when we knew that actual redemption would have been free from the even when we knew that actual redemption would have to have been free from the suffering to begin with. Many of us are only here because of the sacrifices of others. So much of what is possible to carve out in this world requires some giving up, some letting go, some sacrifice. That is the truth of that little wooden sign. There is no easy way. There's only the hard way. In particular, the work of justice often asks us to do impossible, hard, terrifying things. There is no easier way. There's only this one hard way. Folks with more privilege sometimes get caught up here. If it's hard, maybe we're doing it wrong, we tell ourselves. We are lulled by our experiences of choosing between a hard choice and an easier one. Folks with less privilege know that many of our choices are between a horrific choice and a horrific choice. We learn to live with that and keep going. Many of us want to do the right thing, the just thing, the generous thing, and also not to have to give anything at all. We want to share our opinions, but not actually donate our evenings, our weekends, our doing dishes while on the conference call to get to understand the work enough to be able to offer meaningful thoughts. We want people to be able to trust us and let us shape the vision, but not actually risk inviting folks out to tea, dinner, beers, or church to build a relationship that endures and carries us forward. We may want to post the cute meme without actually making the phone call to the city councilor or state representative. We want to be part of that powerful, courageous, game-changing, direct action without the long past midnight planning meetings, the messy decision-making, the frayed relationships, and the constant wondering if this is even worth it. We want to talk about being bound together in interdependence, but do not actually want to give our guest room to a stranger, give a paycheck to someone we've never met, or turn our schedule inside out to do what needs to be done. The word sacrifice might be too much mess for some of us, too tainted by oppression and coercion. What matters more is that we are willing to live our lives in the shape of what is being asked, not hope that what we are asked to do will fit the shape of our lives. When I looked for readings that spoke to me today, I found them in different places, literally, in the readings that were suggested for today's service. And I wanted to try to create a bridge between them through some of the understandings I've come to my time at UUCC. I think Nguyen is very right to warn us to not look to things that are too easy as a means to form those connections and form a valid community. But also that I find it comforting to have her tell us that sacrifice is often a reduction of ourselves, that is one-sided, that is meant to serve others' particular needs and not that of the community. What has been most meaningful to me is the reframing of commitment as community through examples of the potluck and potlatch. When Reverend Eileen spoke about reaching in the back of the cupboard, or we heard of the big sacrifice of fruition seeds moving to a gift economy, I was reminded that our sacrifices, big and small, aren't a binary choice between sorrow and joy. The sacrifices that are described in the story of the Velveteen Rabbit offer a choice of a sacrifice that is more real because it is closer to our authentic selves. When we give to each other, when we give what is most authentic of ourselves, we create a world where sacrifice and celebration are the same. As our hair is loved off and our joints loosen, we give the simplest and greatest gift of our whole selves and receive the world in return. For our closing prayer, I ask the Spirit of love and community to help us see the hard, brave choices in front of us as part of our growth and a celebration of our lives. Help us to know that when we lean on each other, our shared courage infinitely grows and we move alongside one another into a world to come. Let it be so.
I don't actually know the number of our closing hymn.
Our closing hymn.
That is number 330.
Please, please rise in body or spirit and join us in our closing hymn, number 331 in the great hymnal, Life is the Greatest Gift of All. Of shining, mine is the brightest gift of all. It's the very rose. It's creation's hidden plan, expressing our souls. It brings the wind, it changes the storm. It weighs the outmost stars. We are the truth and measure up from the dust. Our temples live, our vision soars on for seed and fruit, for flowering fruit. All grateful spirits.
All right, so now it's time to turn around and face our camera for our friends at home. If you would like to turn on your cameras, and you can wave goodbye, and we'll wave goodbye right back at you. And remember, next week, we're all bringing stuff for our harvest altar. So if you come next week, bring that on here. So. Oh, yeah, I gotta extinguish the chalice. All right, you ready? We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until you are together again. I love that holiday.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. What's that?
I said I just love
Oh,
the
I'm glad
holiday.
you.
It's my favorite line. I love the whole thing. You used to read that to the kids. If we get to that part, I would just start like rubbing them all up and they would giggle and it was like.